One of the problems or opportunities of the web right now is that the functionality works and the user base is there, but the agencies and the clients aren't necessarily in there with their full feet. So right now, the online video market, which I think estimated to be about $600 million this year, is one of the fastest growing parts of the internet market, but it's not big enough yet to cover all the available supply of content that's going on online. So the quick answer to that is stay with your tier one clients, the clients that really care about you and your content and understand your audience. And then the second is make sure you drive pricing in a way that makes sense, because obviously you want to allow for the most number of people to watch your show, but at the same time to really expose your clients. And then keep pushing the concept that the web can be both about targetability, ROI, reach and frequency. On Hulu, first thing I'd say there is that Hulu is an extremely good, looking at you, extremely good, efficient video delivery system. And I think what we say is what we've always said about Hulu, which is we do like the right to sell our own, to distribute our own, and to make our own revenue and profit and have our relationship directly with our clients. And that's one of the problems that we have with the structure that is currently over at Hulu. We think the world of Hulu, it's got a great development team, really doing a great job in terms of user metrics, also driven by the great content that supplies it. With respect to our own strategy, we haven't changed. We're still about distributing our content in a safe, clean, well-lit place where it can be monetized and reach the most number of people. So CBS was the first to take it to the YouTubes, the AOLs, the MSNs, the Yahoos of the world to make sure that people can actually watch content where they want to watch it. But keep in mind also, we've got to create the business model around it. So that means our clients have to follow it, and then as the audience watch it, we have to count it and record it in a good way. TV.com is about three things. It's about video viewership, but it's also about community and information. So we really do take advantage of all three facets of the web, which is to say that actually the web right now is both a new medium, and the best example I'll ever give for that is fantasy sports. When you watch your fantasy, or you play your fantasy sports, I'm going to give you a little digression here. Where you play for your fantasy sports online, you're playing from the Tuesday before Sunday game to the Wednesday after. You watch the game more than ever on Sunday when it goes up on the big, beautiful plasma screen television in your living room, and sometimes you actually have your computer on at the same time. So that you actually become more of a fan of the event when it's on air, but online you get the chance to monetize it as a client who wants to reach your audience on three platforms from the Tuesday before now through the Wednesday after. That's the part of the web that makes it a new medium. So the information and community around TV.com is to take the existing television fans and say, here's a place to go and talk about it and learn more about the episodes you want, and maybe even be recommended like shows that you want. But when it comes down to actually viewing it, you can view a little on TV.com, but also while the market, the $120 billion market is really existing vibrantly and solo in the television landscape, you want to get them to also watch the plasma screen televisions in their living room. Soon, hopefully with initiatives like TV Everywhere, etc., the economics and the markets of the television world can be expanded back to online as opposed to just dealing with a $600 million industry that's online as well. The biggest problem is that the audiences are the ones that are really driving this because it's user engagement and reach and frequency, and right now I'd say the users are there, the technology is there, we just got to make sure that we convince the brand advertisers that this is a medium not just about ROI and targetability, but also about reach and frequency. We try all. Yeah, we think about paid subscription, we think about, as a broadcaster, it's less interesting to us because obviously we reach, tens of millions of people per night in general with our content, but we're also as interested in thinking about how to get more ads in there, and this is one of the reasons why CBS has been an early endorser and the first broadcaster to really endorse TV Everywhere is the notion that the elegant solution that it represents. It doesn't matter what screen you watch CSI on, what matters is that you watched it, it counts, and the advertisers are in there. Different models, different screens right now, but the simple fact of the matter is, in terms of the subscription service, I think a couple of things are happening all at once. One, the content is there. Part of this is about the cost that it takes, so thanks to Moore's Law, the bandwidth cost, the storage cost, the processing power are all coming better into play there. The guys at Akamai are probably the best examples of explaining how that business and those economics work, but it's more efficient to serve, and as it gets more efficient to serve, obviously your cost isn't going to go towards covering more of those charges, so you're actually going to get a chance to bring the user price point down lower. I would imagine that $30 a month is probably a good idea as which to start with, but first and foremost, you want to respect where you get most of your economics, and from the case of CBS, a lot of our shows are really well viewed on the likes of most MVN and most MVPNs like Comcast, Verizon, Time Warner, and most recently Cablevision.